Alright, I'm going to try to give you an idea of what all you got to do here, alright? Now, here's your turbo, obviously. Your engine's the same as mine, everything just on yours is basically the same as mine, so it kind of matters where you want to place the turbo at. I think that's the easiest place to put it. Never done this before, it's the first time I did it and it actually worked, so. And it's very inexpensive. You don't have to worry, if you got a welder, you don't have to worry about rigging up turbo headers and stuff. This probably isn't the best way to do it, but if you're not like going out for like, you know, full out race car, then this you can get away with this because I have fun with this car, even like this. Okay, now on your turbo, you just want to make sure that you got enough room here to put, kind of start out and do everything in line here. Put something like this on it. You got to have some kind of air cleaner on this thing if you drive it all the damn time. I got a little metal screen, you can kind of see the band on it and stuff. And that's just to keep the bugs and rocks and shit like that out when I drive it on the racetrack and all that stuff, because I raced it the other day. Alright, now this is your pipe that's going to go off into your intercooler, alright? Don't drill a hole here, it doesn't work on this car. I tried, didn't fit in there right. Drill one over here. You'll kind of have to guess, you got to fabricate it on your own. I mean, not every car's the same, but they are. You know, you gotta kind of be creative. When it goes down there, alright, it's gonna go down into here, if I can see it. Here's your intercooler, alright? That's the one I linked you. I don't know if you want that, you know, you're gonna get that one, or if you really want to do this, if that's the way you want to go, but it's the best way I thought. Alright, that blue thing's your coupler, just like that coupler. They come in handy, the silicone couplers. So, it comes out of your intercooler. I don't know if I can see it. See it down there? It's literally as wide as this black thing, alright? I'll try to get under the car a little bit and show you what it really looks like down here. If you can see it, because I can't only zoom out so far, but there's my intercooler, right? It's right in front of the air dam. I had the air dam bent forward a little bit. It kind of looks rigged, but it works. It actually gets more air in there. See how I got it sat in there on an angle? It really hasn't got bashed up by any rocks or anything, because I don't drive it a lot. But it gets a lot of air because I'm turning the boost up, and you want to keep your temperatures kind of low. So after you leave the intercooler, you're going to go up here. Got to make your own piping, alright? That's the blow-off valve, the blue thing, alright? Now, don't buy that one. It's a piece of crap. I don't like it at all. I got one of those RLF ones, but I put it on the other day, and I was trying to weld up the flanges and stuff for it because I literally had to get rid of this whole pipe because it's not the same hookup. Well, I ran out of gas on my MIG welder, so I can't do it until I get more. So, just do yourself a favor and don't buy one of those, because I don't like them. They don't work right. But anyways, you're gonna have to make up your own kind of pipe right here to go up to your intake. However you want to make it, you just gotta fabricate it yourself. All right. That's your air intake sensor. You had one on your dual snorkel intake if you got one, or whatever you got, or that can that was over here. It's just a wire and a sensor. It tells how hot your intake is, air temperature. You'll need to make your own. Put it anywhere around here, somewhere close to the intake, so you're not getting all heat sinks from that turbo. Because I think mine actually needs to be closer, because it kind of heat sinks sometimes and tells me it's hotter than it really is. But that's basically all the air part of the turbo. Alright. Now for the exhaust, if you can see it, I'll try to link up some pictures. My shit's all wrapped. Got that exhaust wrapped on most of it. See the white crap around the pipe. One, it makes it look nicer, and two, it actually keeps the heat down. So really, I'll show you pictures if you really get into this, because it's a lot easier to explain how you did this, because it's a pain in the ass and it's not the best way to do it, but it does work. Now for the oil part of your turbo, see this blue line? This is, I think, a 4AN line. It's pretty cheap stuff. You just got to buy a lot of these fittings and stuff. I probably put like $100 in the fittings. So that's your oil line that's going to be feeding the turbo, and it comes off of down there. See next to the oil filter, there is a brass fitting right next to it on the left. That's like a T-fitting, alright? Now, you really can't see it very well, but you see the little blue hose coming off of it? Way down there? That's literally coming up and feeding your turbo with your oil. You gotta have that. And it's about the only way I know you can get oil to it. Unless you buy like one of those pumps, which are way too expensive. Down here underneath the turbo, see the fat hose? That's a 10AN sized hose, and it's got a bunch of fittings and shit on it. That is your return line. See how I got it? And it's kind of like sloping the whole way down. You want to make sure it's sloped all the way back to your oil pan, which is, I can't show you right now, but it slopes back there. and you'll have to weld on a bunch something similar to, let me turn this light off, to this one, because you're literally going to screw a fitting into it, and that's how your oil's going to get back to your turbo. You got to make sure it gets back, or you can blow seals out in your turbo and everything else. You don't want that. So that's the oil side. Alright, now for your wastegate, which you don't know what you really want yet, but I'll show you what I got. See the red thing? That's my wastegate. Alright, now I literally had a flange and I welded it right onto that pipe that comes off of your exhaust manifolds. Now all that thing does is opens up a little valve in there and lets exhaust gas go by to slow the turbo down so it doesn't make so much boost. Now if you go that route and you tune it like I did, I got one of these, this damn light, one of those things right there. That is a solenoid boost controller. It's actually an AC Delco part that was on a car. So you can get them off eBay pretty damn cheap, and they work real well. I won't get into all the vacuum line stuff because that's just, if you get into it, it's not that hard to do it. So, but I don't want to make a 30-minute video of how you do this. Okay, now this is your map sensor. You already got one here. It had like a little green piece on it instead. But this one is a 3-bar map sensor. Reads up to like 30 psi above atmospheric pressure, so it can read a lot. I think it's like 44 psi total or whatever. But anyways, you're gonna have to get one of those if you tune it like I did. There's other ways of tuning these cars, but like I said, that's just the way I like to do it. I thought it was easier, and it probably is harder, but it works real well. I don't think there's much else I can really show you, but the piping on here is a pain in the ass. You have to weld a lot. And you know, like a lot. You gotta buy these flanges, like this flange. If you have one that has an external wastegate, that flange right there, you gotta weld onto a pipe, and then you gotta run the pipe down, and there's a flange on the bottom that you gotta weld. There's not too much else that's really that difficult I think I need to tell you about. It just gives you a rough idea of what you'd have in store if you did it yourself. Now, I might as well show you some of the computer stuff. I don't have the keys for the car out here, but I'll show you it later. But anyways, you're eventually going to have to do something. I try to have this light so it doesn't mess everything up. Up in here, there's a little plastic piece. You got to take that off. If you go tuning this way where you use your own computer, your stock one, and you literally see this little adapter looking thing down here with the chip. See the chip? Right there's the chip. You literally, I can take this out, and that is what I go home and go inside and burn on my little laptop or on my computer or whatever. I got a little chip burner. But anyways, if you really want to get into tuning the computer and not buying a Mega Squirt or something, that's basically what you're gonna have to do, is get one of those, get the chip burner and everything. It's on motes and it's pretty easy to get. And I won't get into the wiring because I had to add some things to wire, because there's my wideband oxygen sensor. It's pretty easy to wire up, really. Once you do it, you know, you get a little help, it's not too bad to do. But you're gonna need to get that stuff too. But like I think, if I can shut this door right, it's better to have all that safety stuff than to blow your car up. Because I haven't blown mine up yet. And I've been beating the living hell out of it when I go to the racetrack. And you really want to check the spark plugs a lot if you start doing this, because you'll want to make sure you're okay. Because you'll know if you're not when you look at one of those. But else than that, I think that's really about it I can tell you. Just get a good idea of what it looks like. Because if you do it, it does take a little time and effort. It took me over a month to do it. And I only worked on it about an hour maybe a day at the most. On the weekends I could get some more time because I didn't have to go to work or school or anything like that. 'Cause I'm in college at this time too. But else than that, I'll upload this and hope it helps a little bit on any of the questions you have. If you have any more, just let me know and I'll try to help you. But it might take you a little while to save up the money to do it, because it took me a long time. I saved up money for this for damn near a year and did a lot of research on it and tried to learn, and I really learned more when I started to build it than I could have ever read. Just like tuning, you'll learn way more from doing it than you would from just reading about it on the internet. So I'll upload this and hope it helps. Let me know if you got any more questions.